It is May Day, and union workers and activists are marching across the state. Here at the state capitol, some are focused on labor, saying they are bringing awareness to fair wages and working conditions. Others are protesting against the Trump administration, calling their policies a war on working people. It comes just after the first 100 days of President Trump's second term. During his campaign, the president made a number of promises. Is he delivering on them? We are finding that out as we travel around the state with CT Insider's Dan Haar. We are sharing what people had to say in Fairfield. It's a beautiful, busy and breezy day along the Post Road in Fairfield. Brad Porciello works in town. He's a proud supporter of the president and thinks so far, so good.
I'm extremely happy with the progress so far. Can't wait for the next 3 years and 265 days. I think he's done a great job. I know a lot of people are concerned about the tariffs and what's happening. I think in the long run it's going to be phenomenal and help this country and get us to where we need to be.
Porciello, like other Trump supporters we've interviewed, says it will take patience to see the campaign promises come to fruition.
I think what he's doing now is so much better than the last administration, in my opinion, and I think it's going to take time, and I think support with everybody in this country would help and move it along a little faster.
This time around, he says he's noticed a change in the president.
Well, his first 4 years, even though I loved him his first term, I hated everything he was saying online and the comments he was making to people. I think he has dropped that down tremendously. I think that he has cut his negative comments a lot. I still think he has a little bit more to go.
Over on the shoreline, Dan and our crew met Elizabeth Urquhart and her husband.
Do you want some Crocs?
Who brought their son to the playground at Penfield Beach.
I've lived in London for the past 10 years. I'm home visiting family and friends right now.
Her observations of President Trump's impact on the country where she was born and raised?
I'm in despair. It's, I think everybody's feeling pretty low. The mood's really low, and everybody's very scared at the moment about what's going to happen next.
And in England, she says her observation is that people generally have a similar reaction to what's happened and what is to come.
I think everybody over there is shocked. Just absolutely shocked and very scared to, we live very close to where there's real conflict, and, decisions in America affect the entire world, and especially Europe. So it's definitely, the mood is a bit grim.
Urquhart and her young son have dual citizenship. Her husband is English. They arrived in the U.S. with no problems. But as far as coming back here to live more permanently at some point,
I always think about would I come back or not ever with my son, and I'm just not so sure that's a world I want to live in if things don't start to calm down a bit.
All right, Dan joins us now. So you heard from two voters, two very different opinions there. In Fairfield, you also talked with someone who was born outside of the country, and they're concerned about leaving right now. Tell us about that person who didn't want to go on camera.
Yeah, we talked to a few people who didn't want to go on camera. You do get that in some places. I believe that. And in Fairfield, there's sort of a more moderate view, but a more reticent view. The person we talked with who didn't, he initially did and then didn't want to go on camera, which is very telling, is someone who is a U.S. citizen from a foreign country and is afraid to travel out and not maybe be able to come back in. And this person has seen friends come in and have trouble. They have to give up their phones. They're worried that people are looking at their phones. So the point is that it's not just undocumented immigrants who have an issue with the international relations aspect of this administration.
Yeah, what do you think that says about their immigration policies as a whole?
Well, there's a big concern. It's a combination of tariffs, trade policy, immigration policy, all of foreign relations, the State Department, USAID. The pattern is that Trump is trying to make this country more isolated from the world. That is fine for some people, not for people who have close ties to other countries, whether or not they're citizens here.
So we've done Hartford, Southington, Fairfield. Where are we going tomorrow?
I believe we're going to Manchester. This is like the old movie, in the 60s. If it's Tuesday, it must be. If it's Friday, it must be Manchester. And Manchester was by far the place where we were most able to get people talking freely and intelligent. Everybody's intelligent, but talking freely and about a lot of different ideas.
Interesting. All right. Well, we will be watching. Dan Hart, thank you so much. Once again, we have one more stop in our trip across the state tomorrow. Manchester, you were right, Dan.
I got it. I got it right.
Tune in at 5:30 for that, and you can read Dan's columns on ctinsider.com in the meantime.